Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. Wow, welcome to my weekly Wednesday. I can't believe it's the last Wednesday of the month of July already. Time is flying by. I just registered my kids online for school already, and my oldest daughter is going into high school, so like in a week from now she has to go up to the high school for a week, Monday through Friday, just for like 2 hours, just to kind of get the lay of the land of the high school and the tours and all that stuff, which I do think she's looking forward to, but I can't get over how fast this summer is going, and actually how quickly this entire year is going. So today, thank you for joining me. If you are watching me on my YouTube channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. And if you are not watching me on YouTube and you're watching me on my blog or vice versa, I would love for you to fill out for my newsletter at Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. That'll keep you posted on all of like Stampin' Up news, my news, that maybe I have sales and specials and promotions, different classes and events that I offer. Okay, so every Wednesday I come on here and I pick either a stamp set or a bundle and I do a project. And today I'm calling all coffee lovers because we're going to use this stamp set called Brew So Fun. I like this stamp set a lot. This is like the second time I've used it for Weekly Wednesday because clearly I'm not done with it yet. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use that today. And I'm going to show you how to make a very simple coffee gift for a friend for maybe their birthday or for any reason. And then I actually have a card to go with it. I kind of look at these colors and I think, well, they're kind of masculine. You really could give this to a man or a woman, and I like it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a card and a little gift with it. So I'm using these Starbucks iced coffees. I found this at my local grocery store. I live in southern Wisconsin, so we have Woodman's, but we also have Festivals. I'm sure any local grocery store that you have will have these in the coffee aisle. They come 6 individual packets, and they do have different flavors. This one here is just sweetened iced coffee. And basically it's instant. You just mix it with water, and you could either shake it, or I put the little wooden spoon for the stirring if you had it at like in your office with some ice and you needed the little stir stick. So this is adorable. I love this. Although I see it's starting to come off a little bit. There we go. Oops, now we have it crooked. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to show you how to make this. Very easy, very simple. So you are going to need a few supplies. So you're going to need a stapler. So we got that out. You're going to need your ice packets. You're going to need a wooden spoon. Now you can purchase these wooden spoons on Amazon. I've seen them on Amazon numerous times. I personally just purchased mine at Hobby Lobby. They're kind of over by the party section, not where the plates and all that stuff are. It's more of like the bags and tissue papers and stuff at our location. It's like on an end cap. So, that's where I purchased these. They're like 99 cents for like 20 of them. So they're great buy, or 10, I don't know. They're not expensive. I know that. So you're going to need your wooden spoon. You are going to need one of these gift bags. They are our printed gusset cellophane bags. And let's see here. How many come in this? I think 25 come in this. And I know it's not very expensive. I don't have my catalog on me right now, but I know they're not very expensive. And that's what we're going to use today. So let's go ahead and let's make the treat first. And then we'll go ahead and we'll make the card. So I have my measurements over here. Now, normally I usually pull out my simple score tool and I score it in front of you guys, but I got a little happy and clearly I already did it when I was cutting up the project for the video. So I'm very sorry. But I'm going to give you the measurements, and if you're watching me on YouTube, you can hop over to Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. there is a printable project sheet. So every Wednesday when I do projects, I do a project sheet for the projects that I do. It shows colored pictures, it shows the supplies that I used, and it shows the measurement of each project, okay? So this right here, I'm just using basic white cardstock, and it measures at 3 1/4 by 8. And then you're gonna turn it to the landscape side, and you're gonna score it on 1 and on 2. And that's it. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get out our bone folder, and we're gonna varnish in those score lines, because we want it to sit up like this, okay? Then you need another piece of basic white, and that's gonna measure at 3 by 4 1/4. And this time you're gonna score it on the short side, and you're gonna score it at 1 1/2, because this is going to be the topper up at the top here. Now, I am going to use my detailed punch because I want to round the corners. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to round the corners like that. Now, it doesn't matter if you round these corners because it's going to get covered, but I do want to round the corner, the topper. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to punch this all the way around so that I'm rounding all of the corners. Oops, that one didn't round very well. There we go. So there is my topper, okay? So we're good with that for right now. All right, you're also gonna need a few other dies and a few pieces of designer series paper. Now this designer series paper is part of our bright 6x6 paper stacks. I love these, and they come in subtles, neutrals, regals, and then obviously the in colors, and then the brights. So we have two pieces here. One's going to go up at the top here, and this piece measures at 1 1/4, so 1 1/4 this way, and then 3 3/4 this way. And then we have a smaller piece that measures 1 inch this way and 3 1/4 this way. Now this one's going to cover this bottom entirely, so we do want the corners to be rounded. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to round the top of these. So we're going to round the top of those, and we want to make sure we're rounding the two tops because we're literally just going to adhere this on. So let's go ahead and do that while I have it out. We're just going to put some Stamp and Seal here, and then we're just literally going to cover this white piece all the way with our designer series paper, okay? Now we are going to put these guys in here, and we want them to stay, so we don't want them sliding around and moving around. So in order to do that, I'm going to use some tear and tape here, and I'm literally just going to take a few little pieces here, and I'm just going to put them on the back of the iced coffee. So we're just going to put them on the back of the iced coffee, and then we're going to peel these off. And come on, you little bugger. There we go. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to line them up, and I'm just going to place them down like this. This way, I mean, they're easy to come off. It's just they'll stay in place this way too. All right, so that's how easy this is. Now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to set it in our bag here. We're going to put that right in there like that. All right, we're going to do it like that. Now, we are going to decorate this top here, but before we even decorate, I'm going to kind of take the spoon off for a second here, because I do want you to see how, before we put this on, because it was falling a little apart anyway, you can do one of two things. I put the designer series on first and then stapled it, because you're still going to cover it up with this. But if you didn't want that, you could always put your topper on, staple, and then place this over top. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to fold this in a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of fold that in a little bit because I want to make sure that I'm just kind of going to go like this. I want to make sure it kind of bunches. And I'm going to take my little stapler, and I'm just going to staple it like that. Voila. Now, I do have them cornered at the bottom here, so we're going to round them off again at the bottom. And we're going to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal again. And I'm just going to place that over there like this. There. And that way you're covering the front of the staple. Again, though, you would cover it with the die pieces as well. So for the die pieces, I used this piece right here, which is from our Tasteful Labels die. So this is the piece that I used. And for the card, I'm going to also show you I have this out. I used this for the white die, and then for this background piece, I used this one. Notice I do have some impressions of like circles on here. So once I cut this out, because I am going to show you, for the sake of the video, I already did the die cutting. I ran this through the checks and dots embossing folder. So I literally just took my embossing folder. I just took this piece, put it in there, and ran it through the machine. It just gives a little bit of texture and, you know, just another element to your project. So we're going to use that. And then the other things we're using is our layering circles. So that's what I used here, was the layering circles. Okay. So let's put that away. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little stamping. Let me put this piece back on because clearly it wanted to come off. Let's kind of get that on there like that. There we go. And then between the two dimensionals is where you just kind of slide that. So we'll set that aside like that. So what we're going to do, now that I have a dimensional on my finger, I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the back of this. And I want to make sure that I'm leaving enough room for us to slide that spoon through on the back. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. And I'm just going to place this right in the center of this. Okay, so there's that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do some stamping. So I have my Pacific Point ink pad. And I have this stamp that says, "Let's brew up some fun." You know, I always think that if you have a coworker that's a girl, it's always a lot easier to give them a little, you know, treat like this. And this is a great thing to give a female coworker. But, you know, why couldn't you give this to a male coworker, especially somebody who loves coffee? So I kind of designed it and thought, when I saw these colors, I'm like, you know what, this will be perfect. I'm going to add this to make it a little bit where it could be more, where it could be a masculine too. All right, so now I'm going to just put dimensionals on the back. So I popped up the white circle onto the brown scallop, and now I'm popping up the brown scallop too. Because whenever I do like little 3D projects like this, I like it to have a little more, you know, oomph. So that way we can stick this here. But before we do that, we need to put some ribbon around it. So I had a piece already cut, and I thought, you know what, this will be perfect. So this ribbon is from the For All Seasons ribbon. It comes in a 3-pack, and I am in love with all 3 of them. So it comes with this big white thick like linen type ribbon, which I love. Comes with the Just Jade gingham ribbon, again, I love. And then it also comes with Misty Moonlight baker's twine that is twined in with like silver. So this is a full pack here. This is how the ribbon comes. Well worth the money. I love it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to just tie our bow, get our little Mickey ears going here. And of course my bow is going to be kind of upside down, but you know what? It's fine. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to stick it between the 2 dimensionals like that. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to add a rhinestone from our Basic Jewels, and we're going to use the biggest one. I have some still in this unopened pack here, and I'm just going to set one right there. And voila, how cute is that? It was simple, it wasn't hard, and it's just adorable. So let's go ahead and now let's make the card. So we need a card base, and I'm using the thick white, and that measures at 5.5. 5.5 by 8.5, and then scored at 4.25. And even if it's scored or not scored, I would definitely still use your bone folder to varnish in that score line. And then we have two larger pieces here. We have our early espresso, which measures at 4 by 5.25. And then we have another piece of cardstock, which is our Pacific Point, and this measures at 3 3/4 by 5. But before we put this down, we are going to take the spoon stamp set and we're going to stamp the spoons all the way across the top and the bottom. So we'll get out our Pacific Point because we're just going to do tone on tone. And if you're not if you don't feel comfortable going all the way across because you think that, you know, maybe you're a perfectionist and you don't think that you're going to get it all the way straight, which clearly I don't think it does matter. I kind of just like it jagged like that. But if you are, a good thing to do would be the Stamparatus. You could use the Stamparatus for this. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. So we're going to place this flat to our early espresso piece. And we're going to do this. And then I'm just going to place this flat again. But before I do that, I do want to wrap some of this ribbon around. So I'm going to open this ribbon up. And hopefully I don't have issues with it on the video. I have more issues with opening these ribbons. I know there's got to be a trick. Surprisingly, I'm surprised I just opened it like that. Okay, so I'm going to go just a little bit over to the edge like this because I'm going to wrap it around like this on the back. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'm going to make sure that I have it straight so it's not crooked. There we go. And then I'm going to do one in the center just to kind of secure it. And I'm going to place it flat on my card base like that. Okay. So I took some of this designer series paper and I just cut out a scallop circle and I'm going to put that flat. And I did that just because I liked the pattern and the texture and it matched with the treat. So I just kind of wanted to add something a little bit more at the end. So we are going to pop this piece up. So we're going to get out our dimensionals. We're going to pop this piece up. And then we'll do some stamping. Some more, we got to do the same. And we're just going to kind of push it over to the side. That way you have that as like a little extra. Now we need to stamp It's Your Birthday. And again, we're just going to pull out our Pacific Point ink pad. We're only using the one ink pad today on these projects. And we're going to stamp It's Your Birthday. Party like it's your birthday. Isn't that a song? I don't know. I can't believe I just busted out in song. Well, I can believe it actually. Okay, so now I'm going to use dimensionals here and here. And one in the middle. Because I don't want to saggy center. And now we're going to pop this up onto this right here. And then we just need a bow. So I'm going to get out my ribbon and my bow maker here. And I'm going to tie a bow because I do better at making bows with a bow maker. Otherwise, I'm not very good. All right, so I'm going to snip the ends here because I do want it to be a little bit shorter. And I'm going to get out my glue dots because that's how I attach bows, is I just kind of put that glue dot on there like that. And then I'm going to kind of bring this down if I can get it down, but we're just going to kind of set it right there. Now, I do kind of feel like I need another glue dot because I feel like that's not sticking. So let's get another glue dot here. And let's put it right there. And there we go. All right. And there you have it. And then you can write whatever you want in there. So we have a birthday card to go with our cute birthday coffee treats. And you know, I know there are people out there that do not like coffee. I do know that. My cousin is actually one of them. She does not like coffee. But a lot of people do like coffee. So this is a great thing to give somebody, maybe a coworker or a friend or a neighbor. Just set it outside their front door or put it on their desk. Just a little something special on their birthday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I do want to, oh, not again. I want to actually share this. I don't think I shared this. August 3rd begins the mini catalog and the celebrations. This is our second release of celebrations. It'll go on August and September. This is first time for Stampin' Up. I'm super excited. There's some adorable stuff in here. And next week for our Weekly Wednesday, I have some really cool, that's your hint, cool stuff for you that I can't wait to share. And in the meantime, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.